Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Mid-Atlantic Mauling League's Chaos Cup. It's week number 5, and holy moly, do we have a night of Blood Bowl this evening. We've got 4 games being played tonight, 3 of which we're going to stream. Oh, I bet we couldn't. Not so trusty patches. Thank you in the bits. Doug the Minotaur, thank you for the sub. Very much appreciated. We're going to try to catch 3 of them tonight. It's probably going to work out to about 2.5 of them, but any way you slice it, we've got a ton of Blood Bowl this evening, and we're going to get it started with Nevva versus Cenozoic Park Chime versus Nick Satan Orcs versus Lizards. Boy, that's a bashy matchup. Let's take a look at the standings in week number 5. Doug the Minotaur says a few coaches, excuse me, I would just like to mention a few coaches do not condone the lyrics of that song. I sure do. In first place with their win this week against the Dead Kennedys, I want to be like Doug. Richard Cranium's Dwarf Team 5-0-0 is their record, undefeated in this competition. In second place, Nick Satan's Cenozoic Park, they're up first tonight. Lizardman Team 3-0-1, and just behind them, hot on their heels, Chimes, Nevva and Orc Team, also 3-0-1, and is just behind by 2 touchdowns. We're going to try to catch 3 games tonight. 3 games, and 4 are being played. My goodness gracious. First up, let's take a look at the home team. Nevva, Chimes team, coming in at a TV of 1,268,000 gold. Has a full, 12 players? A 12-player roster. Has 4 of the blockers. Has 4 of the blitzers. Has a goblin and picked up the troll. Rick Rolla Hasley, yeah. Picked up the troll as well. The goblin has the right stuff trait. The troll has a throw teammate. That troll gives him a passing option, sort of. What it really does is when you have a player with throw teammate and a player with right stuff, you can effectively cut the distance of the pitch down by a quarter, right? You can throw them a short pass. It's not optimal. You definitely don't want to have to do it if you can at all help it. You want to try to run the ball in, but it gives you another option, and it makes your opponent really have to watch out for the teammate toss, and that's what Chime has done here today. He's picked up that player for that throw teammate ability, but perhaps more importantly, he's got this projectile vomit. So when he blocks, he can roll a d6. If it's a 2+, he vomits on his target. Otherwise, he vomits all over himself. But then he makes an unmodified armor roll. If he breaks armor, then the player is knocked prone, and then there's an injury roll. Oh boy, disgusting. Look at all this block. Look at all this block. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 players with block. The number 3 big and block, I've let you down, has also picked up the guard skill as well. Probably be on the line to make that a strength 5 line. We'll see. Doug Minotaur says that Goblin's going to get 8. That's true. The troll also is always hungry. When he tries to throw a teammate, he might just eat the teammate instead. And I'm here for it. 3 rerolls, 2 dedicated fans, and of course the Oppo on this list. He'll be up against Cenozoic Park, coached by Nick Satan, Season 2 champion. He's coming in with just 2 rerolls and a TV of 1,200,000 gold. Has a full roster of 7, 8, 9, 10, 11? Is that right? Yeah, 11 players on this roster. 4 of the skinks. He has the Crocs, all 6 Saurus blockers, of course, but you can see pretty immediately what the problem's going to be for Nick Satan tonight. He just doesn't have skills. He's up against a team that has so much block. He's up against a team that has 4 Strength 4 players and a Strength 5 player. Nick Satan really doesn't have the advantage on paper. He does have the Crocs, who's leveled up and picked up the block skill. Block plus Mighty Blow is a scary combination. He also has Ty Simpkins, who is a sneaky git. That is a scary player as well, who'll be going in for those blocks. For those fouls, rather. And those 2 players combined can make this a kill team. It's definitely the kill team of the 2. I think he's going to have to leverage that if he wants to come out on top tonight, because he just doesn't have the skills to go against this Orc team. These Sauruses with the strength of 4 is fine, but he's up against a fairly strong team tonight, and that team has a lot of skills on them. Those 4 skinks with a strength of 2, with an AV of 8+, are going to be hard, hard to guard. I was going to say hard targets, but not hard targets. Hard to guard. And he really needs to keep them safe because those are his only ball carriers on this roster. He does have a blodger in the form of Trevor Morgan, but we just saw Chime has a blodger as well. Chime really, so we saw a matchup last week in week 4. It was S Beavers, the Dead Poets, versus Clypheus's Nuffle to See Here. S Beaver had an undead team. Nuffle to See Here was Chaos Renegades. S Beaver did a really good job of leveling up that team. He had a lot of skills on Clypheus. Clypheus, no stranger to wins, no stranger to winning with weaker teams. We've seen him win with Goblin teams before. Clypheus, of course, season 2 champion. But S Beaver said, you know what? I've got the advantage on paper. On defense, I'm going to stay in front of your offense. I'm just going to play it cool. I'm not going to get greedy. On offense, I'm going to make sure I'm spread wide enough that you can't enclose my offense. I'm just going to play it cool. I'm going to keep this ball safe. He did everything he needed to do. He came out on top. I think that's what Chime needs to do here tonight. He just needs to play solid, fundamental Blood Bowl, and he'll come out on top. He wants to get those blocks with the block skill. He wants to play it cool. He doesn't want to take a lot of risks. He probably won't have to take a lot of risks. And if he can keep to that game plan and just hold on to that ball, move it when it's safe. On defense, just keep your formation together. Don't get greedy. Don't get risky. When he focuses on those blocks, more often than his opponent, he's probably going to get those removals. So that's really what his focus is going to be tonight. The Goblin, the easy target, of course, on this Orc team that will eliminate that passing threat. That could be an option. In fact, Nick Satan, if he gets an opportunity to attack that Goblin, he's most certainly going to take it. Why not? AV 8, Strength 2. You got to go for it. I think Nick Satan tonight is just going to have to start murdering people. He's going to have to foul. He's going to have to try to get that player advantage. Otherwise, he's going to be in for a rough game tonight. His game, he has to play fundamentals as well, but unlike Chime, Nick Satan can't mess up. His action order has to be impeccable. His die rolls have to be considered and measured. He has to roll for the Crocs when it means something. He really doesn't want to get a boneheaded roll with this Crocs. It's going to be a very difficult game for Nick Satan to win. We've seen him win with some wacky teams. We've seen Nick Satan play Ogres. He's played Slan. He's played a lot of the lesser played teams and has had success with them. He's no stranger to this game. Again, he's a former league champion. He's playing a solid roster tonight. He just doesn't have the skills to go up against Chime. So mistakes are going to hurt him more than they're going to hurt Chime. This will be the first game this evening out of 3. After this, what are we going to try to watch? After this, at 9 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time, that's an hour from now, will be Stairway to Nuffle versus Juxtaposed Juggernauts, El Nugarino versus War Horseman, and then at 10 o'clock p.m., 2 hours from now, will be the White Skull Windbreakers versus Real American Heroes. That's Doug the Minotaur, current league champion, versus Dead Fred. I think what we're going to do is we're going to watch this game to completion. We're going to pick up with the Stairway to Nuffle game. We'll watch that until the White Skull Windbreaker game begins, and then we'll head on over to that. Boy, I'm excited for tonight. Doug the Minotaur says in 2 hours, I'm going to be in bed. Oh, thank you, Hank the Ranger. I appreciate it. 7 fan factor for Cenozoic Park this evening. Oh, my goodness. The fans love them. Here's the coin toss. Nevva gonna starting on offense. Cenozoic Park on defense to get this first game underway tonight. Just 2 weeks left in regular play. Tonight will be the end of week 5. After that, there's 1 more week in regulation, and then it'll be a cut to top 4. So these teams at the top of the ladder are really duking it out to try to make the cut in that top 4 spot. Nick Satan with a 3-player defensive line currently, very, very wide. Hey, Courageous says, I like losing the coin toss, so I don't have to kick or receive. Me too. The less decisions I have to make, the better. Playing with that wide defensive line there, spreading those Sauruses out away from Richard Attenborough, the Crocs, for the Skinks in the backfield. I love this pitch. I love all these pitches. Oh my goodness. Is this sweltering heat? This is sweltering heat. Sweltering heat! I had sweltering heat in my game until I was on offense, and then it changed the rain. It was so fun. Not so trusty Patches demands death, says let's see some casualties. Sweltering heat for the first drive. This is going to favor Nevva unless the weather changes. Because on this first drive, he'll have all 11 players. Who knows what'll happen on the next drive? Nick is always bringing the heat. 4 linebackers, no defensive backs save for the four safeties. I guess that's plenty of defensive backs. Here's the kick. Quick snap. 4 players get to move toward this ball. He's gonna try to pick it up with Telalai. Telalai, one of the blitzers on this orc team. Nevva with 3 rerolls. Cenozoic Park with just 2. Nevva failed to pick that ball up, but they'll get another opportunity here. Two-die block on the right side of this line to get things started. Gets a pow on Sam Jackson. Two-die block on the Crocs. Richard Attenborough gets a knockdown here as well. Needs a 10+ to break armor. Big guy. Has another 2-die on Sam Neal on the left side of the line. Oh, sorry, it's a 1-die. It's a 2-die if he wants to take it with the troll. He can bring in an assist to make it a 2-die. Going for the blitz on the right side here, on the right outer linebacker, gets a push on BD Wong. Moves the blitzer back over the line of scrimmage. Wait, is that true? Surfing Euro player is not a turtle? Projectile vomits all over Sam Neal, but he just shrugs it off. That lizard armor it's hard to melt through. Now he's going to go in on the 2-die block on Sam Neal. Is he going to re-roll this, or is he just going to save the re-roll? He decided to re-roll it, so he'll get the knockdown here, but now down to 2 re-rolls for the half. Two-die block without guard. It's riskier than it seems. Without guard, without block, excuse me. Good pickup by Telalai. He'll advance the ball to his own 10-yard line to end this drive. Still has movement to say goodbye. Nick Satan now on defense, turn 1. Stands the Crocs up, puts him right back on the line. Stands up Sam Jackson over on the right side as well. 2-die blitz gets a pow and lets you down. The number 3 big and blocker. Laura Dern, plenty of movement left, and she'll move up on the line. There should be an achievement for surfing your own player. I want an actual Steam achievement for that. All right, yeah, Nick Satan just playing it cool, staying in front of this offense. He's giving up a ton of blocks here. Deciding not to get overzealous, not to overcommit. I don't know, man. Even with AV 10 plus, I'm scared. I'd be scared. Turn 2 for Nevva. Nevva takes the 1-die block against Laura Dern and gets a pow out of this. Two-die block on Sam Jackson. This time he's going to get a push. Pushes Sam Jackson away. It will free him up to move next turn. Two-die block over on the left side this time is going to be a knockdown against Wayne Knight, the number 7 blocker. Rolling their dice. Vomits all over Sam Neill again, and again can't break armor. It takes the 1-die with the block skill, and now that's a knockdown. So typically you'd want to take that 1-die with the block skill before you take the one without the block skill. Something we don't really talk about here, or at least haven't in the past. We've talked a lot about action order, and you want to take your your least risky actions first and your most risky actions last. And we normally end that conversation by saying, oh, but your opponent knows that, and so he's going to try to shake that up. But we don't really talk about what happens after that. Really, what ends up happening is your opponent is trying to shift your standpoint and force you to take I've never seen that in action. In this, as an aside, I'm sorry, in this version of the rules, you can leap over prone players. Prone players do not eat up space anymore. And Nevva decides to leap over Laura Dern, goes for the blitz on Ty Simpkins, gets a push out of it. Anyhow, what your opponent's trying to do is he's trying to make you take your least important actions first. So everything you're trying to do, you're trying to win games, right? So typically, game to game, that means scoring touchdowns, but week to week or competition to competition, that'll also include things like gaining SPP and stuff. So what Chime was doing here is he took this block first because he wanted to go for the vomit roll, but the vomit roll is risky because it's a big guy, and that's loner. And if he started the drive with that and then failed the die roll and failed the loner roll, that would have been the end of his drive. BB Nut says that Blitzer's about to get beaten up by skinks. Won't someone think of the children? He sure is. He sure is. He's gonna get beaten up by Trevor Morgan, no less. Here it comes, 2-die blitz. Gets a pow out of it. Say goodbye, say goodbye. 10 plus breaks armor. Doesn't break armor, but that's a good block. Yeah, there's that foul with the sneaky get. Gets the KO. Very well done. Very well done by Nick Satan. Didn't have to take the risk. The risk came to him. Shine with the risky blitz didn't work out, and he's lost his player due to it. One-man player advantage now for Nick Satan. Yes, they are. I mean, just look at them. Just look at them. Ball's going to advance to Nevva own 4-yard line here, and now they're going to be back on offense. Two-die block over on the right side of the line against BD Wong. Gets a knockdown. Two-die block against Laura Dern. Gets a pal here as well. Follows up here. This is going to give him an assist on the Crocs. Generally speaking, every situation is different. Generally speaking, if you get a knockdown on your opponent, a safe bet is to follow up on the knockdown, and if you don't knock them down, to just push them away and don't follow up. That way you're not giving a block to your opponent. Two-die block on Richard Attenborough here is going to be a push. Takes the blitz with the troll, gets a push out of this on Richard Attenborough. Going after that big guy. Still has movement left with the troll. Boy, that was a scary blitz. That was a scary blitz. Two-die block gets another push here on Wayne Knight. So the troll here is really stupid. The Crocs is boneheaded. When the Crocs activates, it has to roll a d6. On a 1, it loses its action and loses its tackle zones. The troll, it being really stupid, needs a teammate next to him to sort of, tap him on the shoulder and remind him that he's got a game to play. So long as he has a teammate next to him when he activates, he rolls a d6 and succeeds on a 2+. Otherwise, it's a 50-50. Two-die block now here in turn 3 for Cenozoic Park. Two-die blitz, rather. Gets a pal with the Crocs. Wow! Oh, I love that. Gets a stun there on the armor break. I absolutely adore how the tail whipped through the water. That was awesome. That was great. Pushes the number 12 Orc lineman over to the left sideline, trying to set up for a surf in a future turn. Bivina says, I see dice on the ball. Oh, no, I don't. I keep looking back at chat and I see the comment, skinks are vicious little kids. And for whatever reason, like, out of the corner of my eye, it reads as skinks are vicious little girls. And I'm like, what? What does that mean? Turn 4, Nevva back at center pitch. Gets a pal, breaks armor against that Saurus and gets a stun. Wow. Let you down. Is going to move back over to the left to try to protect his ball carrier. That's true. That's true. And they are little. They are little. Gets a push on Sam Neill with the troll. Is it? Is it low? Maybe I just stop leaning away from the mic. Thanks. Two-die block on the left sideline gets a push here. All right, I'll turn it up a little, a smidge. All right, turn it up. Oh, that seems so loud. Let me know if that's okay. Thank you, not so trusty patches. Ball carrier is going to shift laterally back to the right at mid-pitch on his own 2-yard line. Viewer says, I hear you fine, but the game was louder by comparison than normal. That's... I thought I set the volume right, but when I play, because... So, not to get too detailed with it, but I send the game audio through a virtual audio device, so I can control its audio independently of anything else. But so when I'm streaming, I turn that low. But then when I'm playing, I turn it back up so I can hear it. 5 minutes, 14 seconds left in bonus time for Nevva. Cenozoic Park in the final turn of the first quarter here. They're going to stand up their Crocs in the left wide zone. Two rerolls left for both teams. Both Abos still available. Oh man, I'm still gonna gush about that water effect. That was awesome. As the tail just swept right through the water. Good knockdown on Gotta Make You Understand, the number 13 Orc lineman. Two-Die Black on Let You Down. Gets a knockdown here as well. Sorry, that was on Make You Cry, the number 7 Blitzer. Gush, water, I get it. There was no joke there, but okay. All right, here we go. Blitz on the protecting Orc lineman, number 12 here. He'll get a push out of this. He'll follow up, and now he's basing the ball. Nick Satan making his move here, applying the pressure on the ball carrier. I made tacos for lunch today, and I'm already looking forward to lunch tomorrow because I've got more tacos. Second quarter begins. Tied ball game here. Nevva with the ball on their own 2-yard line. They're currently marked by Jeff Goldblum. They're going to try to knock him down here, and they'll do just that. Stunned Jeff Goldblum. How dare you? How dare you? Hank the Ranger said, did you play any Tekken today? I haven't played any video games today at all, sadly. But I played a ton of Persona 3 yesterday. Today I worked, and then I did chores. I dusted the house, and then I got prepared for this. Two-Die Block on Sam Neill gets a knockdown. Ah, I see. Thank you, not so trusty patches. 30 seconds left in turn 5 for Nevva. They're trying to figure out how they're going to keep this ball safe. They've got a little pocket here at mid-pitch, but it's not it's not so secure. They're going to blitz. BD Wong will get the knockdown here. The point of this blitz is just to reposition this player. Oh boy, 2 rushes to Mark Laura Dern. Advances the ball to the opposing 4-yard line. Turn 5 now for Cenozoic Park. Satan repositioning BD Wong to get back in front of the ball. Having a lot of fun with Tekken, but I'm still in the honeymoon phase of the game. It is very, very offensive. It's a very offensive game, and I tend to not be an offensive player, so I've had to really like change my thinking. So we'll see if I stick with it or not. But so far it's great. Deny blitz pushes away. Got to make you understand to take a mark on the ball carrier. Sam Jackson marking the ball carrier now. Oh, BB nut. Thank you very much. 2-9 block over in the left wide zone. Gets a push here against Hurtya. In Tekken 7, you could block. Like, you could just, like, relax. Like, not relax, but, like, if somebody's going in hard, you could just... In fighting games, they call it waiting for your turn. So you can just wait for them to finish out their combo or their string or whatever, and now it's your turn, so you could strike back. It's not really like that in Tekken 8. In Tekken 8, you got to be in their face. You got to be in their face and, like, controlling the tempo. Two-die block, thanks to guard. Gets a push on Sam Neill. Oh, I'm sorry, gets the knockdown to the block still. Gets a stun. Good stun here. BB Nut says, I watched a random lore video on Tekken. It's a little messed up. It's a little messed up. 2-9 blitz. Sam Jackson getting the knockdown here as well. Oh, I'm sorry. Gets a push because they both have the block skill. He wanted to get on the ball. Decided to not go with the both down result. There is lore in every fighting game. Oh no, 2-die block by the troll. Now, faced with a decision, does he try to re-roll this? He says nope. That's going to be a turnover. Turn 6 back to Cenozoic Park. Yeah, Kazuya threw Heihachi into his dad into a volcano. Bushido Blade 2. I played Bushido Blade 1 so much. I love that game. 2-die block on Deserche. Gets the pal here. Yeah. There is a kangaroo. There is a raptor. There's a panda bear. There's even like a wooden... There's like an animated wooden combat doll. 2-die block spends a reroll here into double pals. Oh, and that's going to be a knockdown. Turn 7, back to Nevva. Nevva, 2 turns remaining. They are only on the opposing 4-yard line. If they are going to score, they've got to get through this lizard defense here. Yeah, Bushido Blade 1 was so much fun. I love that. The, who was the hidden character? I think it was like, Kaide, maybe? There was a hidden character with a gun. He just straight up had a gun. 2-die block spends a reroll here into a push. Gets a knockdown to the block skill, rather. I need to pay attention. Has to end this turn in scoring position. Takes a 2-die block on Jeff Goldblum. Gets a knockdown. 10+ breaks armor. There it is. Great removal here, unless the Oppo gets spent. Wow. Wow. That's me, Beaver. I refuse to acknowledge that. 2-die block here. Got the removal on that Saurus. Anytime you can remove a Saurus is a happy day. BB Nut says Soul Calibur 1 was a classic too. Soul Calibur 1 was great. I played that a whole lot. I played that a ton. That was back in the arcade days. Bought it day one on the Dreamcast. Yeah, I'd have uploaded that as well. Rival schools, that's digging deep. That's digging deep into the Capcom lore. I've never played Rival Schools seriously. I've played it, but never like I've never like tried to learn it and tried to like win. That was back with oh, what was the other game? Star Gladiator, I think, and Tech Romancer. Nevva got to move if he wants to score. Didn't field the goblin on this first drive, so he can't throw teammate. And he's just gonna hold on to this ball. So Cenozoic Park doing an excellent job on defense here. They'll be on offense to start the second half of the game. Might be able to pull out a win. Pull out a win. Played solid fundamentals here. He didn't get aggressive until he saw the opportunity. He didn't go in super early. Still has a secondary in place. He in fact used those skinks to fire back at a overzealous blitzer. Not so trusty Patch says, I've never gotten really good at a fighting game. I'm a flailing button masher. Yeah, that's whenever well, not just me, I guess whenever anyone who plays fighting games tries to teach fighting games to someone else, that's the first thing you've got to unlearn. You need to stop pressing buttons. T-Die block gets a pal here on Hurchit. Only press buttons deliberately, like instead of like anytime you press a button, you're basically you're committing to something, and your opponent's gonna make you pay for that. Got a KO here. We'll see if it sticks. We'll see what happens with the sweltering heat. Yeah, fighting games are based all around like frames, basically, like frames of animation. So if you imagine a punch, there's like a startup, there's some time where the punch can connect, and then there's like a recoil before you're back to neutral and you can throw another punch. So the startup and the recoil, the recovery, those don't hit, and you're kind of stuck in those animations. So if you just press a punch button and you throw a punch out and it whiffs, your opponent's going to wait for either they're going to stuff it, they're going to punch you with something faster than your startup, or they're going to wait for the recovery and punish you for it. Final turn of the first half here. Nevva taking blocks. Couldn't score in the first half. Just couldn't punch open a hole he was comfortable with. Stayed at mid-pitch. Was fighting the boxing match there. And it's gonna have to hold on to this ball this half. I mean, Blood Bowl has a whole lot in common with fighting games. They're very, very similar. Blitz with the ball carrier. Gets a pal on Sam Neill, looking for a 10 plus. Dodges away, gets the ball back to mid-pitch. Or I should say back to the line of scrimmage. Marks two skinks downfield. T-Die block on Wayne Knight. This will work out due to the block skill. Took the blocks he could, and this will be the final turn of this half. Cenozoic Park stopping this offense. We'll see if Nuffle is kind to them on the sweltering heat rolls. SP Beaver says, I cannot think fast enough to keep up with fighting games. I call hogwash. You absolutely can. It's easy to think that it's going by too fast, and it can get fast. Like there are certain genres, like they call them anime or air dash games. Those can be pretty fast, but like something like Street Fighter or Tekken, you could 100% do that. You need to kind of get out of the mindset of I need to punch, which is where everybody starts. Everybody thinks they need to punch. They say it's a fighting game, I need to punch. Takes a 1-die blitz against the troll. Oh boy. That's going to be an embarrassing locker room discussion. As the troll... As a skink broke armor on a troll. Two-die block. I've got to make you understand. Gets a push out of it. Demoralizing for the orcs. Their moral. Their morale points just went down by 5. Second half's going to begin here. Cenozoic Park is going to be on offense. Is there just one out? One Saurus blocker's out, and that troll, Rick Rolla Astley, is going to be out as well. So 11v9, I think. Let's see. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 11v9. So 2-man player advantage here for Nevva. Boy, we're on track. We're on track to see all 3 games. Nick Satan did not dip into bonus time at all that half. Nevva down to 4 minutes 52 seconds on the clock. BB Nut says the troll's not out because of heat. He's out with embarrassment. He's just claiming it's heat stroke. He's like, oh, it's hot. I can't go out there. Oh no. Oh, I totally would have not been knocked out by a skink had had I not have heat stroke. 3-man defensive line screening out this offense. The offense going with a 5-man line. Trevor Morgan back to receive. That's the blodging skink. The offensive coordinator's like, but you got hit in the river. You sure? He's like, no, heat stroke, trust me. Here's the kick. Quick snap. 4 players, once again with the quick snap. They're going to move in one space in any direction that Nick Satan chooses here. "12 players on the Nevva roster. Because that troll is out, the Goblin, number 16, had to come onto the pitch. Ball's kicked to the opposing 14-yard line. Wow! Starting off with a Crocs blitz. We get a knockdown here thanks to the block skill. 3-die blitz to get things started. That would have been bad had that boneheaded rolled there. Two-die block on the left defensive tackle. Good knockdown. Two-die block on the right defensive tackle. Gets a knockdown here as well. I'll tell you, all tacos need. This is all tacos need. I learned this from a gas station. All tacos need are some sort of meat, onions, cilantro, and hot sauce. That's it. That's it. I mean, season the meat, of course, but that's all you need. That's all you need. And, of course, a shell of some sort. A tortilla of some sort. Good 3+ pickup by Trevor Morgan. He skinks very, very fast. And Trevor Morgan, fairly resilient there with block and dodge. Only the Powell's going to knock this player down. The old skink pocket. 3 skinks protecting the ball carrier. Turn 9 now for Nevva. I should play some more games so I can get cool pitches like this. Takes a mark on BD Wong over in the left wide zone. Here comes the blitz. 2-die blitz. Gets a pal on Sam Jackson. Pickett on Sam Jackson this game. Breaks armor. Gets a stun. 2-die block on Laura Dern's going to get a knockdown here as well. Can he break armor again? Could not. Coming up after this game is Stairway to Nuffle versus Juxtaposed Juggernauts, the second game of our triple header. That's El Nubarino versus War Horseman. That is Underworld versus Chaos Chosen. No, I'm sorry, Chaos Renegades. "15 seconds left on the clock. Nevva getting a little more aggressive than Nick Satan did on offense. Not too aggressive. He's got to be careful that he doesn't get left behind. These skinks all have an MA of 8. That is very, very fast. And if they get behind this defense, it could, in fact, become impossible to catch them. Two-die block with the Crocs. Gets a push. Minute 15 left on the clock here. Cenozoic Park still has not dipped into bonus time at all. Nick Satan knows exactly what he's wanted to do each turn, but now we've gone 1 minute here in turn 10 with very little action by Nick Satan. Ty Simpkins moving all the way back to the 20-yard line, as does the ball carrier. The skink contingent retreating to safety. And that'll be the turn. Turn 10 back to Nevva. Two-die block on the left side of the line here. He'll get a knockdown. Two-die block on the right side of the line. A knockdown on Sam Neal. Has had a number of armor breaks on these Sauruses. Nevva looks to be a little spooked here. He's like, I don't want your skinks to run past me. You've got to score. You've got to come this way, so come at me, bro. Nick Satan might try to stall this way rather than stalling at the end zone. He'll stall back at his own end zone because he knows he has a significant speed advantage. And he just needs to open up a hole and keep the ball carrier safe for a turn, and then he can bounce. He can get into the end zone. I guess he's not bouncing. Goblins bounce. Oh man, I saw today, I don't know how long this has been known by the public. I just found out today that Games Workshop brought back Epic. Oh, that's great. Man, I might actually buy into that. I mean, it's 30K, but still, that's fine by me. Nevva with 4 minutes 45 seconds left in bonus time. Oh, they're getting a little more aggressive here. Yeah, man, Epic's so cool, man. I like seeing like just a big battle with all sorts of stuff, even if it is 6mm. Went in for the foul there. Didn't get anything out of the foul. Didn't get called off the pitch. Turn 11 back to Cenozoic Park. Are you kidding me? I would have assumed most. I mean, obviously not the Titans, and I guess not the vehicles, sure, but like 18 pieces at that scale. Nick Satan shifting back to the left here. He's going to try to stall this out some more. Now he's on his own 24-yard line, staring down 2 Orc blitzers, one of which is threatening with say goodbye. 2-9 block back at the line. Works out to the block skill, breaks armor. Gets an injury unless the oppo is spent. Well done, good armor break. 2-9 block on the left side, gets a push. Oh, it's not cheap? I mean, I guess it's games where it's GW, nothing's cheap. But that's a little disappointing. That's a little disappointing. Turn 11 back to Nevva. Now he has to make a decision. How much more threatening does he get on this ball? I don't think he really needs to. The problem is, does he want the draw? He might be okay with the draw. He's currently in 3rd place. Nick Satan in 2nd. But these are crucial weeks to try to make the cut here. Ending this in a draw, that one draw can eliminate you from the competition. Did I block back at the line of scrimmage here? Both standing result. Did I block on Lardern? Taking his blocks here. Gets a pal. Ha, that's cool. Maybe I'll just pick up the starter set and just play around with that for a bit. Because the starter set has like 2 Titans or something, right? I mean, obviously epic size, but... Decides to get a little more threatening here. He sets up a column. That's right, TD Titans. 5 seconds left for Nevva before they dip back into bonus time. Do they come with weapon options? Four minutes on the clock in bonus time here in turn 11 for Nevva. They have all three of their rerolls. They are getting very aggressive on this ball now. They have 5 players now bearing down on the ball. Nick Satan's going to look for an opportunity to get by them with these skinks. Good knockdown on BD Wong. Yeah, I think I'll pick up the base set. Wow, 50-50 dodge. He gets another player back on the ball. Turn 12 for Cenozoic Park. There is no free lane for this skink to move. But they could certainly set up a blitz. Oh, those are sick, man. Those are sick. SVB versus Skinks and Gutter Runners always have a free lane. Takes a mark on this column here. Gonna try to blitz down Tell a Lie. Blitzing with the ball carrier. 2-die blitz with block. Gets a push. And now moves this ball up to Cenozoic Park's own 10-yard line over in the left wide zone. Turn 12 back to Nevva. Final turn of the third quarter. Tie ball game so far. Nevva tried to power that ball through on his half, couldn't make it work. Nick Satan knows he doesn't have the skills. He fell back. He said, you know what, I'm gonna fall back and see if I can goad you into coming after me. It seemed to work out. Now he's making his move here. 2-die blitz. Gets the knockdown on Ty Simpkins, but can't follow up. If he wanted to follow up there, he'd have to re-roll that. Can't follow up on that result. Might be looking at a... Well, I don't think the rush gives him anything. Seconds left for Nevva. They're trying to figure out how to stop this score, maybe recover this ball and win this game. Regulation play can end in overtime. I'm sorry, cannot end in overtime. It can end in a draw. Cut to top 4 will not have overtime. Man, the cut to top 4 will have overtime. 10 seconds on the clock here for Nevva. Trying to move players back. 2 rushes for Gotta Make Her Understand. Trying to cover that sideline. Two-die block. On the right side of the ball, back at the line of scrimmage, gets a knockdown on Sam Jackson. 2-die block on Sam Neal is going to be a knockdown as well. Nevva trying to take these Sauruses out of the equation and force it to be a skink game. He thinks that's his best shot at getting a crack at this ball. One die block on Vanessa Chester. Gets a push. Fails the dodge. Wow, 50-50 dodge. Spent that reroll to get into position on the ball carrier. Well done. My goodness. My goodness. And gets a 1-die POW on BD Wong as well. Took the 4+ dodge here. Failed it the first time. Re-rolled it. That makes it a 75% dodge rather than a 50%. Takes the mark on the front of the ball carrier. Nick Satan made his move. Now what? 2-die block by Laura Dern will make you cry. Gets a push. 2-die block on the Crocs. Gets a POW. Or by the Crocs, gets a POW. Might see Nick Satan go this way, but that is not even remotely safe. Well, that's what he did. Oh boy, that's 100 dice and he rolled them, but now, now there's a whole bunch of angry orcs. They're all marked by these skinks, by these Sauruses, save for runaround. Holy moly, how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 3+ dodges. Trying to make this ball carrier a little more safe. Fails this dodge. Nuffle finally deciding enough is enough. Probably we'll see a knockdown on BD Wong before the blitz on Trevor Morgan. Takes a mark on the ball carrier. Takes it from the right side. Gets the assist on BD Wong. Uh-oh. 2-die block. He'll get a knockdown here. This is good. Breaks armor. That's a great armor break. Say goodbye to be the blitzer, it seems. No blitz. Run around to be the blitzer. Here it is. 3-die blitz. Got the POW on Trevor Morgan. Well done by Nevva. We'll see where the ball scatters. Will this skink stay on the pitch? He will. Ball's going to scatter into the hands of Desertia. He won't re-roll this. And the ball scatters back to the 2-yard line of Cenozoic Park. So Nick Satan committed there. Committed a couple of turns ago. Wow! Nick Satan committed there. Chime there. I voiced concerns. I was afraid maybe he was getting too aggressive, but Chime was right on top of the ball. No pun intended. Was able to lock down those Sauruses. Was able to tie up those skinks. Forced Nick Satan's hand. He made a big play. Worked out on the first action with the ball carrier with 5 3+ dodges and tried to get another skink in a position to prevent the blitz. Didn't work out. And Chime was able to knock the ball out of the ball carrier's hands. Well done. Well done by Nevva and challenge. Got a removal on top of it. Cenozoic Park turned 14. They're trying to recover this ball. Try to win this game. If they win this game, they'll remain in second place, but they'll have a record of 4-1-1 going into the final week of regulation play in this first competition of the season. Nevva, if they win, they will, of course, advance into second place. 4-1-1 will be a great record to go into the top 4 with. Fourth place team is Doug the Minotaur's White Skull Windbreakers. They're currently 2-2-0. Nick Satan, if he's able to win this game tonight, or even if he draws this game, he will enter the 100-point club, along with S. Beaver and El Nubarino. Good dodge, get a skink on the ball. Turn 14 for Nevva. Boy, now they're going to duke it out for the ball, but both teams running out of time. 2 turns left for Cenozoic Park, 3 for Nevva. Nevva has a block on Trevor Morgan. They will most likely blitz Ariana Richards. Oh, they're pulling their player that was in scoring position up to blitz. I thought they might try to score this turn. Instead, they're going to take the foul here. They're going to push on the ball. And the ball's going to end up on the opposing 4-yard line there, right next to say goodbye. That's what Jesse Patches says. Always push onto the ball. 3-die blitz. 3-die block on Trevor Morgan. It's going to be a dodge push here. Good pickup. Really can't afford a failed pickup here. So that works out. Praise Nuffle. I can see the subtitles. The subtitles parse that as praise nothing. I said praise Nuffle. How dare you? Do not put me in his crosshairs. 5 seconds left on the clock here for Nevva. They have gained possession of the ball here on defense. They're on their own 4-yard line. Now they cross the line of scrimmage to the opposing 4-yard line. Praise Knuckle. 2-9 block on Sam Neal. This will work out to the block skill. Well done. Block is such a solid fundamental skill in this game. Turn 15 for Cenozoic Park. Boy, they might be playing for the draw here. 2-die block to get things started against Make Ya Cry. This will have to be a push. He has one reroll remaining for the game. Takes a mark on the ball carrier. 2-die block on the number 12 lineman. Gets a push here. Here's a skink down pitch to try to stop the run. Trying to exert tackle zones. But I think Nevva, unless a skink comes up here, I think Nevva is going to clear out these two Saracces. Well, not with that knockdown. Well done. Pulled in the skink to get the assist for the 2-dive block. That was a great knockdown there by Cenozoic Park. Turn 15. Nevva has to end this game, end this turn rather, in scoring position if they want to win. If they win, they'll advance into second place going into the final week of regulation play. Two-dive block on Sam Neill. They've got the knockdown here. That's one important knockdown. They can get another one here, and then they can blitz away Sam Jackson. They're going to go ahead and blitz away Sam Jackson right now. They get the knockdown on Laura Dern. He's going to move to the left sideline. Left sideline gets protection with Telaline. Got to make you understand. There he goes. Moves into that left wide zone. Now he's going to pull up these three players to try to protect the ball carrier. He's going to have two skinks to contend with, but that probably won't be enough. The name of the game here is to protect the ball carrier, keep the Sauruses and the Crocs marked. Still has two players he can move. He's got this play, run around and make you cry, who are free to move in with the ball carrier or exert tackle zones where he needs them. That Crocs sure can dodge in there and blitz, huh? Turn 16, final turn of this game. It is a draw, or it's not a draw. It's 0-0. Cenozoic Park with one re-roll left. They're going to reposition these two skinks to get in front of this ball carrier here. They've got to cover here. They'll probably put the other skink here. Nevva. Chime's been having a fantastic season so far. Came into this new season, this new competition, guns blazing, and has been consistently in the top 4 all competition long. Two-dive block by the Crocs. Ends up with a knockdown here. McSatan took the block before moving the skink. Ooh, rushes the skink one space. He'll have to re-roll this. 2 spaces, 3 spaces. That's a turnover. He must have had a plan to cover this gap here. But now it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1 rush to do it with a re-roll. He does have a second re-roll. If he wants to get SPP, he can try for the blocks. SPB with the emergency rush warning. Thank you very much for the bits. There he goes. 1 rush. What? You can't stop. It's turn 16. Failed the rush, but the emergency rush warning was there for him. And Nevva with a well-deserved touchdown. Wow. Well done by Nevva. Scored the TD to win this ball game. Very well done. Goodness gracious, that was a well-played game by both coaches and well-deserved win by Chime. Oh my goodness gracious. Look at that. Nevva taking 61 blocks. Cenozoic Park, a bashy team, took 30 blocks, but remember, Nevva had that block skill. They were going to take more blocks. They did it. He Chime played this very, very well. He got aggressive, even, he got aggressive when he needed to. He knew where his pieces were. He stayed in front of that ball. He marked who he needed to mark. He knew those Sauruses were going nowhere with that AG5+. So long as they were marked, he took them out of the equation ASAP, went after those skates, got the ball back, and scored to win this game. Well done. SPP for the evening. Cenozoic Park's picking up 6 points. Nevva picking up 11 points. Not a bad pickup for them this evening. Boy, oh boy. And you know what? We're not even done. We've got another game coming up. So we're gonna take a break for like a minute. I won't even switch over to the intermission screen, and we'll get set up for this next game. Stick around.